Bzz, 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 oink, oink, bzz. I'm a bee ham. Bzz, oink, oink, bzz, oink, oink. Play the intro.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode. Today, I've got this one's been a long time coming. I gotta say, we're just gonna start. The topic today is I'm from Birmingham, Alabama, hence Birmingham, Brannon, and when I was a kid, I had a very active imagination, as if you could imagine. Can you imagine my imagine stuff? Anyway, I remember we had to learn, one of the first things you learn is how to write your address. And you always hyphenate Birmingham with a B hyphen ham. And I was a scared little kid too. And they were talking about killer bees were coming and they were going to go up the path of the country and then go around and then come back down and then they were going to come to Alabama, and my girl had come out and it was just all this stuff about bees. And I always thought about my name being Brannon. People would get frustrated and just call me B trying to say my name. They'd be Brannon, Brannon, Brendan, Brandon. And so I just got called bee a lot, and just thinking about bees. Spent a lot of time thinking about bees. And then bee ham. It just made sense to me. So let's start this video. Boom. Boom. All right. So that's what we're drawing today, is bee hams. And I had the idea to do this whole sheet of different types of ways to convey bee ham. And years ago I had the idea, like I was telling you, I've had the idea since I was a kid, bee ham. What does that mean? And then as an adult, I remember I talked to people about it and I had ideas for stuff. I was like, if you just did the letter B with a ham on a sticker, or if you did some other stuff. And there's only been a couple of things around town in Birmingham that use bee ham, and I think it's just such a regular idea that other people have that it's just I don't know why people aren't doing more bee hams. And maybe this video will make more bee hams, but I got the idea because I drew some other bees that I don't even have on here, that I drew in 2007, and I wrote the date on it, and I usually don't write the date on it, and I don't even know why I wrote the date on it then, but I had the idea at least in 2007, and I think my boss at the tattoo shop, she always said, you need to date your artwork so you know when you did it. And that was a bad impression of her, but whatever. Then I never really liked any of the bee hams I drew, and a lot of it felt like the limitations I had as an artist drawing and doing stuff, but didn't stop me from having ideas and trying to get those out. And eventually I found myself being I need to make something to make some, after moving back from New Orleans, they promote their city like crazy, and I just had like ideas about things I could do, and I'd always thought about Bee Ham. So I did this one image, and like a year later, a guy I know did the same image, and then I tried to message him about it and talk to him about it, and I mean, social media is just weird. It was just not very comfortable, and I think he ended up blocking me or something, and I was just like, what? Like, you were being nice to me, and then he was telling me I should do this and that with it, and all this, man, it was. But this is kind of videos kind of for him, and for everybody in Alabama. It's, I did a whole sheet of bee hams. They had this thing about parallel thinking, and what do they call it when the comedians come up with the same jokes and stuff, and some of the stuff, when you come up with a mutual idea and then you find someone else did something and they did it better than you, or it's just very similar to your thing, as an artist, it isn't your job to give up. It's your job to keep going, to push it even further. Like, I could be the guy that invented Bee Ham. So what? You could still make a better Bee Ham than me. The guy that made the I Love New York sign, he's made a couple of I Love New York things. He redesigned it once, and they were suing him over it. And he was like, you know who I am? But that thing's inspired so many other artists, and they all know where the inspiration came from, but it doesn't like negate the artwork. I mean, there's a line of plagiarism and a line of creativity that you can definitely very easily make yourself on the creativity side of that line. And there's a story I read about these two photographers, and that's what happened. Is the one photographer came up with his idea and then published it, and the other photographer had already come up with his idea months before, but there was no way that the other guy could see it and he could prove it. And it was just like, there was a few things different, like the age of the character that they had in their shot was a little bit older in one than the other, and then but the balloons were about the same colors and in the exact same spots, and it was like crazy. And they're talking about how if they each knew about each other, or had instead of just coming up with these things out of their heads, they looked for inspiration that they could expand upon. You could come up with I mean, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I want to say is there's not a reason not to try to, take an idea like something simple like Bee Ham and make something new. Look at all these things. I got ham here on a platter. I got dancing pigs. I got flying pigs that are bees. I got bees that are pigs. I got a pig wallowing in the mud with little bee wings. I got a couple of those. I looked up at the word ham. Ham is technically the butt of the pig. So then I got us a bee showing us their butt. But yeah, I mean, you shouldn't let something that seems, if it inspires you and it's, got you excited and you want to make stuff. I mean, it sucks having your ideas stolen. I've had my ideas stolen, but there's a type of way I don't mind having my ideas stolen. Like, I had this girl that she asked one time, can I use your notebook to look at this character to draw something? And in my head, I was like, yeah. Because in my head, I was imagining she's going to draw a new thing using my existing thing. But when I came back, she just drew the exact thing I did on another thing and was like, look at my art. It's like, wait a minute, that's not what I agreed to. I mean, I get being inspired, but I needed it to be changed some way, and it just felt like, no, you're just taking it. Whereas even if she'd have stolen the position and made it a different person, or, there's other ways it can be changed, did it from a different angle with the same position, some way to change it, to add something to it, did it with color. I mean, I did it in black and white, so that alone adds something to it, but you got to add, so that's what I wanted to talk about with the bee hams. It looks like we're getting close here. Jeez, we're going through this fast. All right. But that's not terrible. So yeah, made all these to represent my city. I got all my little twerking bee ham over there, and I was doing my same method I just did I just did the practicing faces and the practicing animals thing. So I took that and I applied it to this very obviously using the same halfway to black thing, except we got all these stripes, so that affects it a little bit. But we just adjust the value. And I did the little spider webs. And man, I don't know why. I did the spider webs and I was thinking like Charlotte's Web, So I could do like, bee ham in the webs everywhere, because I kept trying to do a word thing and I'm just not very good with the lettering. I just, I used Photoshop for years. It's a crutch, whatever. And yeah, so then I started doing all this webbing everywhere, thinking, oh, it's going to be a Charlotte's Web reference and people will get it. It's like, oh yeah, it's so smart. And then I realized I should have done hexagons, because honeys and honeycomb. And then I was like, why did I not? The bee ham, the honey ham, I was like, duh. And exactly when I thought of those hexagons, I was about halfway through with that marker, and I was like, man, if I'd just been with the pencil, I probably would have erased it. It was a big enough idea, But, I've been talking all this smack about you can just do a whole page of different ideas with the same theme, and I'm not saying this is the only thing you should do. I mean, because this can be hard. It can make you hit a roadblock, but it's a good exercise. I did it once at the tattoo shop with my boss there. And anyway, yeah, we're almost there. I don't know what's your favorite one. I think my favorite one is probably I like the one showing the booty, but I think I like the bottom one where he's in the mud because I don't know. I thought when I came up with him rolling around in the mud, yeah. So in conclusion, I'm from Bee Ham. I hope you guys like. I hope this show's. I don't know what I got. In conclusion, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for coming again. Have a good day.